All right, looks like we might be live. Let's check here. This is Bill Bostic with Linglestown Gazette. Stand by for the morning update. Stand by. Refresh this. There we are. We are live. Let me get this set up so I can see your comments. Close. All right, there we go. There we are. We are live. Let me get this set up. All right. And I gotta turn this on. Got a new. Testing. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Crystal, Becky Kraft, Dave Caesar. We're getting our act together again. You might notice that we're a little bit different setting. Busted my rear end over the weekend to get moved into the new office in the backyard. So with that, we'll start off the week in style. This is Bill Bostic with Linglestown Gazette Morning Update, brought to you by the fine folks. There's two of them usually over there at Consolidated Insurance Services. Start the clock here too. Consolidated Insurance Services. They're at 6109 Jonestown Road. That's in Paxtonia. Bill, I think it's Marguerite or Margaret, and David Jones, the proprietor. They're the ones who do make the magic in insurance. Business, home, life, and auto insurances over there at Consolidated Insurance Services. Yeah, I'm starting off a new week of Linglestown Gazette Morning Update, where we're trying to reinvent journalism. That's what it's all about. Big story today coming into this week. The Central Dauphin High School students did some great things. We're going to get into that, along with some watchdog type stuff. I have a couple of meetings to highlight for you. A good bit of community news from St. Thomas Roasters and some sports to wrap things up. So with that, let's just dig right in. Over the weekend, there was a lot of coverage from my partner and sports director, Joe Gilloway, with the Central Dauphin High School 25th annual mini-thon for the Four Diamonds Fund at Hershey Medical Center. He did, I don't know how many broadcasts, opening ceremony right up to about midnight. It's 25th year. The students this year raised $66,525. I mean, that's a pile of money. And that adds to what they've done in years gone by. The total now is over $1.6 million that goes towards the Four Diamonds. If you're not familiar with that, they help out with families with children that are receiving treatment for cancer. So congratulations to everyone involved there, and thanks to Joe and his partner Tom Gingrich for covering that event for Linglestown Gazette. Getting into other local watchdog type news, brought to you by Kane Mortgage. Now, Kane Mortgage is where you want to go if you want to convert a portion of your greatest asset. Okay, now what? Now I can tell you now, Becky Kraft, what's your greatest asset? It's your husband, Mike. But maybe another one that you have is your home. You can turn your greatest asset, one of them being your home, into cash for retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage. And Kane Mortgage, after talking with Kane a year ago, I mean, he is an expert in that field, and you want to check them out for that. They're located just outside of Linglestown along Linglestown Road. I just want to remind you one more time about a meeting coming up next Monday, March 4th. Stray Winds Area Neighbors. They're a watchdog group, been around for about 16 years, believe it or not. Started out with the Stray Winds Farm, a beautiful farm property between Colonial Road and Crumbs Mill Road. I mean, it was gorgeous, and it still is gorgeous in a way, just a different way. When that property was put up for auction, Triple Crown Corporation bought it, and then they came in with their plans to put homes in there And then this neighborhood group popped up to try and deal with some of the issues related to that area. But over the years, they started sending people to all the township meetings, and they're still doing that right up to today. So next Monday, March 4th, 7 o'clock, at Epiphany Lutheran Church, they're having a meeting, and the focus is going to be on the Route 39 corridor transportation study. So this is it for anyone who's upset from time to time, doesn't like to be sitting in traffic on Linglestown Road. I'm not sure anyone's going to take that away, but to help maybe improve things at different locations and prevent it from turning into another Route 22 Colonial Park scenario, this is where you want to be. This is the last meeting that the public really will have a legitimate chance of providing input to the engineers working on this study, because they're going to be winding that study up very shortly. So that's next Monday, 7 o'clock, Epiphany Lutheran Church, Stray Winds area neighbors, looking at Route 39 Linglestown Road corridor. As far as, I like to make fun of this, but this is actually a part of our government here locally at Lower Paxton Township. There's a zoning hearing board meeting this week. Everyone needs to go to the zoning hearing board at least once. It's a quasi-judicial body of our neighbors who've been appointed to this board, and then they have to take a look at different situations that come up regarding development or zoning regulations or something like that, where there's disputes, or someone wants to do something that doesn't conform. All right, now I'm getting too technical now, I guess. There's two things before the zoning hearing board this week. Does anyone, if anyone lives on the area of Marblehead Street, one of your neighbors has made an application to put a building on his property that is a commercial building of sorts. What he wants to do is conduct a construction business out of his residential property. So he's seeking permission to do that. So, you know, if you live on Marblehead Street, for example, you may want to know, okay, Mr. So-and-so, how many trucks are you going to have there? Are you going to park these dirty construction trucks on the street? I mean, how much are you going to have employees come in here? I mean, you want to find out what's going on and provide input to the zoning hearing board up or down, you know, based on what you find. So when you go to these things, I mean, it is a quasi-judicial, sort of like a courtroom type setting, and the zoning hearing board will render a decision. The other thing coming up is, you know, the Taco Bell on Route 22. Well, apparently they're expanding or doing something there because they want to reduce the number of required parking spaces at that location. And the other thing they want to do is get relief from a sign regulation pertaining to the number or area they can, as far as signs on a building. So it looks like they're doing some changes there at Taco Bell. So I don't know. That's in a commercial zone, but anyways, they have to go through the zoning hearing board to get permission. I mean, wasn't that exciting? I mean, and now you know the inside, the inner workings, right? The inner workings of what goes on in our local government. Let's move on to more fun stuff, okay? We're going to move over to our community news segment brought to you by St. Thomas Roasters. Now, I got something very special for you about St. Thomas Roasters. As always, I have the list of coffees that they have, right? Well, I'm going to give you some detailed information about their dark roast, their Kenya AA. You know, I've been drinking Kenya AA forever. I have no idea what it is or where it comes from. I guess it's Kenya, that's Africa, but it's the largest bean grown in Kenya. That's the Kenya AA bean. And it brews up a complex, fruity, light, and very bright cup of coffee. Now I know what I'm drinking. I mean, I could not describe that. This is an exquisite coffee with an assertive, lively personality. I did not know coffee had personality. But this is at St. Thomas Roasters Coffee House, just off the square of Linglestown. The other ones they're featuring this morning, the medium roast is Linglestown Blend, my favorite. The mild is Guatemala Antigua. Maybe someday I'll tell you about that one. The flavor is hazelnut and the decaf is Colombian. All right. Hey, we got a musical coming up this weekend at Central Dauphin High School. I'm not sure what's happening at Central Dauphin East. They probably don't run them concurrently. But at Central Dauphin High School, Footloose, the musical, kicks off on, as far as I know, the 28th with a senior citizen show, and I'll be maybe I'll go to that one. A senior citizen show. It starts around 1, and I'll give you more detailed instructions. I couldn't put my hands on it. They actually have a shuttle bus that's going to be leaving Linglestown Life Church somewhere around in the noon hour. So that's the 28th, but then the musical is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of March in the evening. I'll try and link that up today. I'm going to be speaking this week. I put out this shingle that I'll gladly speak to any group about any topic. Of course, the one I'm most familiar with is journalism. And Becky Kraft, months and months ago, asked me to speak to the Dauphin Middle Paxton Historical Society. That's in the borough of Dauphin. All right, it's like an old school building that the Historical Society uses as their home base. And the thing I would say is, I mean, you may not want to come to see me, but and hear what I have to say, but you may want to go and check out the building. It's like a museum if you're interested in Dauphin County history, local history, what was happening in the Stony Creek Valley. All this kind of stuff is right there at the Historical Society's headquarters in Dauphin. But anyway, so I'm going to be speaking about local journalism, different trends and things like that, 7 o'clock. And the building opens at 6, it looks like. The last thing I want to bring up today is Linglestown Gazette. Again, we're moving toward being more in the community, being involved with community service. And one of the things we want to repeat from last year is to have a presence at the Panther Ram Foundation's Night of Excellence on March 30th. As a Saturday. This is one of their major fundraising activities. They're involved, of course, with the NutriPack program, where they send backpacks home with students who are in need of food over the weekend, something like 800 of them. Tentatively, myself and Crystal, we help them pack those packs up on Wednesday. But to get a table, is $500. That's the contribution needed to get a table. So last year we teamed up with Underdog Bar and we got a table. So maybe there's a business out there that wants to team up with Linglestown Gazette to get a table, and then we'll have room for other people. Just to go as an individual supporter is $60. But it's a great night, good food, good fellowship at that event. Anything I'm missing here? That's it? Okay, let's move over to sports. The world goes around with sports. Just a quick note, I had a chance to go with my brother and my mother to the Hershey Bear game. Hershey Bears, it's local enough. I mean, they were on quite a win streak. They were like, I think 17 games they scored at least a point in the standings. I think they had won 11 straight, including beating a team out of Rockford, Illinois on Saturday night in overtime. They lost last night, but so they've been on a great run and put themselves up. I think they were in the cellar. Now they're in position to go into the playoffs. But our sports report is brought to you by Tonino's Pizza, and also I want to make note that we're supported in part by the FatManClothingCompany.com and CBC Cabinetry and Flooring, and also Chad Cole, one of our newest sponsor, who's a chiropractor out in West Hanover Township. As far as sports, and from Tonino's, the Central Dauphin Rams wrestlers were in action over the weekend at the District 3 individual tournament at Hershey Park Arena. And they came away with 2 silver medals. They were won by Josh Miller at 113 and Marquise Holton at 220. Winning the bronze medal was Ty Weathersby, and then finishing 4th place at 195 was Jackson Talbot. So they all move on to the regional tournament, and that's where I don't exactly know how that all ends. It's regional this weekend, and then the state tournament the following weekend. So we'll keep tabs on that. I'm trying to keep it together. We really need a wrestling correspondent. Last but not least, the Central Dauphin Lady Rams in action tonight. Tonight they're going to be playing our arch rival Cumberland Valley Lady Eagles over at Cumberland Valley. Yes, we got to cross the river Get over to the West Shore, 7 o'clock tip-off time. This is the semifinal. Now the Lady Rams, I gotta have you, you have to know, 3-time defending champions. They face a major obstacle tonight because the Cumberland Valley Eagles are darn good. So that's what's happening. I'm gonna get back to work. You can see there's not much happening in this office. We need some shades, some wall decorations, and all that kind of thing. We're working on it. My wife is pushing me. Get it done. Get out of the house. So now I got my spot. Now I got to finish it off. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. Let's see. We have four of you. Great. 4 people watching. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow on Linglestown Gazette Morning Update. This is Bill Bostic. Your wannabe Walter Cronkite signing off for today. Have a great Monday. I'm demanding you. Have a great Monday. Take care.